What happens when the largest brick and mortar retailer and the biggest pure play specialty retailer in the supplement industry create a strategic retail partnership? Remember about 2 years ago when I said GNC was trying to pull off this magical feat where they were going to close 1,000+ store locations, but actually grow their overall retail exposure? Well, its magician clout just got a major boost after it secured the most important strategic retail partnership. Before I explain who that strategic retail partnership is with, I would really love if you guys supported me by hitting the like button and subscribing to my channel. I put hours of research into each one of these pieces of content to ensure everyone is packed with insights that are both educational and entertainment. But back to the GNC and Walmart strategic retail partnership. On June 7th of 2021, GNC announced that it entered into an exclusive agreement with Walmart to sell a selection of its GNC private label product assortment, including vitamins, nutritional products, sports nutrition, and weight management products. These will be available through more than 4,000 Walmart stores and online starting in the month of June. I'll explain a little bit later in this piece of content about that GNC and Walmart strategic retail partnership, but I want to take a step back and just explain a little bit about strategic retail partnerships and their growing importance across the retailing landscape. So strategic retail partnerships or retail partnerships are essentially when one retail sets up like a shop within a shop type format or takes control of a merchandising category, usually a specialty merchandising category, from a larger retail brand. Those examples are probably the most extensive strategic retail partnerships, but they can swing across a wide spectrum. When done correctly, two retail brands teaming up can result in win-win outcomes by creating additional brand exposure, stimulating foot traffic, and elevating specialty merchandising that can create more profitable transactions. There's too many recent strategic retail partnerships to kind of name, but did want to give you guys some of the most notable recent ones. First one being that Target is partnering with Ulta Beauty to revamp their beauty merchandising. You've seen Kroger partnering with Walgreens to expand some of their grocery merchandising. Kohl's is kind of doing a similar partnership with a beauty retailer, this time with Sephora, to do a very similar kind of revamping of their merchandising within the beauty categories. And GNC has actually been a part of strategic retail partnerships for more than 2 decades. That is with the drugstore Rite Aid. While that partnership would be considered probably a long-term success, it wasn't until 2019 where a contract renegotiation with Rite Aid helped GNC by taking away a contractual clause that was kind of like an exclusivity clause that was a mile radius where GNC couldn't work with any other strategic retail partners. But by eliminating that in 2019, GNC had to kind of give up something as well on their side to kind of achieve this. But you did see a surge of strategic retail partnerships that happened with GNC. Some of the most notable ones were with Dick's Sporting Goods, Hudson News, which are the convenience stores within airports, Albertsons grocery stores, and then also 7-Eleven. That's just kind of name a few. They've had a ton of other ones as well that have been announced or maybe not been announced. But why would GNC want to work with Walmart? Now I want to kind of take you back to a piece of content that I made in September of 2019 that actually did predict that GNC would try to enter a partnership with Walmart. So what could be next? Like what's next for partnerships? Where could GNC go with this if they're going to continue to double down, triple down on this retail strategy? They, at this point, pretty much have all of the sales channels kind of covered. They are in military bases already. You know, they're in the drug, they're in the food, they're in the club.
Bottle full of bub, mama, I got what you need if you need to fill a buzz.
They're in the convenience section. They're working with partners like Amazon. They obviously have their own direct-to-consumer site, things of that nature. But one that they don't have any kind of coverage in currently is like the mass channel overall. They would probably want to extend their relationship with Walmart, maybe in a wholesale type of an agreement, or if Walmart is going to create some type of private label accelerator like Amazon online with their Walmart.com marketplace, maybe GNC gets involved in that way, but it's probably going to be through some type of wholesale agreement. So to be completely honest, it wasn't too hard to get that prediction right, especially if you followed a few of the breadcrumbs. The first kind of breadcrumb is that GNC had worked with Sam's Club, which is owned by Walmart, since 2012. And then additionally, if you kind of looked at all of the strategic retail partnerships that GNC was making during that time, they had one big gaping hole within their channel strategies, and that was with a mass channel partner. They didn't have any mass channel partner. And really, if you're gonna have a mass channel partner, why not have the biggest and the best? It's also not that hard to understand why GNC would want to partner with Walmart. Walmart is the most powerful physical retailer in the United States. Also, Walmart is the largest seller of supplements in the United States, even more than GNC itself. And there is some deeper reasons why GNC would want to partner with Walmart. GNC is very well known within the kind of collective American consumer market. But that being said, many of these wellness consumers might fall outside of the distinct groups that would be entering a GNC store at this time. The wellness consumer is broken up into very distinct kind of groups. They act very differently. The first one being a wellness enthusiast. That consumer cohort usually has a little bit higher of an income. They tend to follow wellness brands on social media. They tend to kind of follow the newest innovations and are excited about trying those new innovations. Socially responsible consumer cohort, they prefer and tend to pay more for brands that are environmentally sustainable and have clean and natural ingredients. Another one is the price conscious consumer cohort. These consumers believe in wellness products but tend to meticulously compare the feature sets and benefits before finding the best deal. Loyalists prefer to stick with their brands and routines that they've always done. And then passive participants are only marginally involved with the wellness category and tend to not follow any of the wellness brands through social media or any of kind of the newest innovations. Now, while GNC might have a good kind of foothold with wellness enthusiasts or maybe some of the loyalists, the strategic retail partnership helps them gain access to the price conscious consumer cohort and the passive participants. Wellness consumers are just all consumers in general. Even if they are within distinct groups, they're not static. They do ultimately kind of shift and change depending on lifestyle changes. So GNC hopes when these price conscious or maybe passive participant consumers are interested in taking their wellness journeys to the next level, it will be within GNC stores and getting the full experience. The ultimate goal for GNC is to convert Walmart shoppers into GNC loyalty members that could drive long-term growth, as the vast majority of GNC's sales do come from their loyalty program members. GNC will increase exposure for the GNC brand through these private label products that are going to be offered in Walmart stores or online. And I'm actually a lot more bullish on the in-store experience and then maybe just the on-demand or like same-day e-commerce services over the pure play online Walmart.com marketplace. And that's because GNC has struggled traditionally with marketplaces already through a partner like Amazon. And the question that everybody seems to be asking me ever since this news was released is if this will push the needle for GNC. Now, I've been pretty consistent in my thoughts around the value of strategic retail partnerships and think, just in a vacuum, this is a very great move. I expect some increased wholesale revenue from this strategic retail partnership with Walmart in both the short term and the long term, but it's hardly the saving grace for the struggling specialty retailer. I still believe that the foundation is faulty at GNC, and even the most well-secured bricks on top of that foundation can come crashing down unless the work is put in to firmly resecure the foundation over the next 10 to 15 years. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to help support me, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button on this video. If this is the first time you've been introduced to my videos, would love for you guys to be a part of my community by subscribing to my channel. I upload several videos just like this weekly, and if you guys want to connect further outside of this platform, I do include all of my social media links down below. I just want to thank you guys again for your time. Hopefully I gave you some value in return, and we'll see you guys on the next video.